All of the details are a reflection of your own state of consciousness. When you shift your consciousness, you shift to a completely new set of details. You can use this information. Please just use it for good. Whatever you use it for is perfect. There's no judgment from our side. Just recognize that what I'm about to share with you in this video is the most beautiful information and really the most dangerous, because you're releasing old creations and shifting into parallel versions of yourself that are having completely different reflections in the external. Different external reflections in the way people respond to you, different external in the way money responds to you, different external in the way politics respond to you, in the way municipal courts and those types of frameworks in society respond to you, because you are the creator of all of them. And all of them were reflections of your old consciousness. And when you understand what it is I'm sharing with you in this video, you'll be able to still interact with these if you choose to on your terms, not needing them to change in order for you to be any more satisfied. And I'll break it down into about 5 steps for you, okay? So the first step is to validate all creations that are as all that is. All that is just includes God, right? So inside of every material thing, every person, every situation, every system, all that is inside of it. So you need not be scared of it. You need not, you can, if you choose to, redefine fear as false evidence appearing real. And then instead of making it wrong or being scared of it, use it up for all the information it wants to give you. It wants to give you data. Think of it like you are the fingers of your soul, and you're uploading the data that you're collecting as the perspective you are of all that is up to the motherboard, we'll call it. Not the mothership, but the motherboard. And or the mothership, however you want to think about it. And so's everything. So everything is upgrading as you're upgrading. So when you upgrade your consciousness, everything gets upgraded. When you have a bigger heart, which would be demonstrated by who you're being in the world, you grow everybody's heart. Okay? When you become more generous, you live in a more generous world. It doesn't mean that there still won't be people somewhere that are not being generous or are acting in a way that you don't act. It just means that where you are, the law of attraction, or the birds of a feather flock together, you're going to be matched up in resonance with other beings that think and feel and take actions the way that you do. So when you change yourself, you shift to a completely new hologram. All right? So after you recognize that all the creations in your life, you own them. You're the owner of every single one of them. So there's nothing wrong with any of them. In fact, you love them all as your own children. And instead of being upset with them, you invite them in and to sit on your lap and say, "Okay, what's going on? How are you feeling today? What's going on with you? What can I learn from you? What can I contribute to you?" And you start this two-way dialogue, and this is the next step. Start the dialogue in an open, sort of constructive way. Then you reach new solutions, just like you would with a person, right? If you came into this interaction and you were looking for a win-win situation, you would get something different out of it. So the upgraded consciousness, it doesn't have lack mentality. It doesn't have fear mentality. Even greed is lack, right? And fear, really, at the end of the day. So the new consciousness isn't missing anything. So if you're making anything out there in the hologram, like you need it to change, you need it to be different in your life, the circumstances, your bank account balances, what the external systems are reflecting back to you, what those people are doing over there, now you're in a state of lack. While you're in a state of lack, you're matching the frequency of lack. Therefore, only things that come to prey on lack can come to you, or other beings that are also in lack. When you come into the presence, in the now moment of who you are, you aren't missing anything. Unless you start telling the story of how you're missing someone or something, or right? But that's a creation by you, so you can start to get very specific on the stories that you want to tell out into your world, because the story you tell goes with you everywhere. Next step, the story you're telling, you want to rewrite your story. It goes with you everywhere, in the way that you hold yourself, in the way that you feel, in the way that you're vibrating. It's all coming from the story you're walking with. Same with the story you have about these external circumstances and conditions. If you have a always already listening of somebody, that's how they show up to you. But when you can start to see the all that is presence inside of someone, that's how they show up to you. I did a lot of coaching for a lot of years, and that's one of the benefits of playing with somebody else who is already in the all that is presence and sees your presence and your power and your creativity and your ability to get yourself out of any situation and shift into any situation you want to. Because a lot of people in your life, they will just agree with you. They're more like enablers. You're enabling a frequency with them, and they're enabling a frequency with you. But when you take ownership, because you're owning all your creations now, using them up for all the information they want to give you, you start releasing old ways of being, old stories, old relationships, old things that you wanted. You'll leapfrog over those things now, because most of the things that you wanted came out of a period in time when you weren't having it, or you needed it to change. But once you know how great you already have it, and this is the next step, start recognizing and affirming, and write down below if you made it to here so I know who you are if you want to. Thanks for your support on the channel. Like and subscribe if you want to. Start recognizing how beautiful now is. For you created this now moment for a specific reason. When you get clarity on what that specific reason is, and you use it up for all the beauty that the now moment affords you, you'll move on to your next stepping stone. Okay? I've done millions of calls with you guys all over the world, and what I recognize is many humans want to make the stepping stone that they're on wrong. When you instead validate the stepping stone you're on, for creation makes no mistakes. You didn't create it not for a reason. You created it for a reason. Okay? And when you start acting like you created it for a reason, which is somebody who's in joy today, which is somebody who's in love today, which is somebody who's in bliss today, you start to match the frequency of not necessarily a completely new reality. You may not want everything to shift like this today. You can have it all shifting today. You can totally disintegrate your old reality and create a new one as soon as today if you choose. But most of you won't do that because you're scared that in the unknown is something you don't prefer. But remember, the next step, everything is you. There's only you out here. There's nothing to be afraid of. The more you become friends with the unknown, the more the unknown becomes friends with you and delivers you more of you. Okay? So the next step is the frequency that you're holding inside of yourself is being reflected back to you. So you might wake up and feel really good and say some nice words in the mirror and you're getting really good feeling. But then if you go back to that topic that makes you feel not good and you start worrying about anything, it does not matter. The smallest thing is connected to the biggest thing. So whether you're worried about the gas meter in your car or how you're going to pay for that thing next month or next year or anything that's not today or tomorrow even, you're matching a frequency more of lack and limitation. And while you may or may not have the lack and limitation in money, you will create it in other areas of your life. You'll create things to be more of that a dissonant frequency where accidents can occur. But the more you're just confident, worrying, 100% belief that things are going in a way that you do not prefer. Confidence, 100% belief that things always work out for you. Things always work out for you. You're an infinite creator. Back to the first point. Your consciousness is reflecting the details back to you. If you stop needing the details to make up the story, guess what your consciousness now has the freedom to do? It can reprint all the details to be in a way that serves you. Money, bills can go paid. where the records have been lost. I've seen it happen with many of the people that took my Soul Money course. If you made it to here, I do have a course called Soul Money 3.0. It's a quantum shifting where I hold you hand by hand, and in 9 days you make a complete quantum shift. It doesn't have to take 9 days, and it's donation based. I'll put it up in the link down below. I also have books. They're completely donation based and free if you want to access them. Anything you donate, I appreciate a lot. What I realized was by making my gifts easily available to people, then everything in my life comes to me easily available. And I'm someone who's in the money system, and what you put out is what you get back. So I really do appreciate any dollars that you give me towards anything I created for you. Trust me, they're worth thousands and thousands of dollars easily. And I've received that amount for them and more. One time I launched a course donation based. I received $18,000. It was the first Soul Money course. Now we're on Soul Money 3.0. But I'm not attached to it. Go forth and enjoy your day. Today's the best day of your life, better than all your birthdays and anniversaries combined into one day. It already is that way if you choose it for yourself. Right now, lots of love. Let me know what you think down below. Bye.